Hey there, welcome to this video. You're probably wondering, what am I doing speaking in a YouTube video? I know it's been a while, but happy now I'm back talking again and hitting you with some very interesting content. We're not going to be playing games per se this time, we're going to be taking photos, doing videos, being creative with our work, and I've taken some inspiration from YouTubers like Mckinnon and other popular YouTube photographers out there that have done this work before, and I've never seen it really done on Forza, and I thought, why not step into it right foot first and just try it. Never seen it done before, so let's go for it. Now for this video we're going to be using my Evo 8 MR here, absolutely beautiful thing, dream car of mine, I would love to own one. And the reason why we're using this car, absolutely photogenic, and you can't go wrong with using something Japanese for a bit of photography. So this video today is going to be my top 5 tips for taking photos in winter with vehicles in Forza Horizon 4. Now, let's go, shall we? Let's go! Well, here we are. Hope you like the new intro. Had a bit of an idea of Peter Mckinnon on that one. Not trying to steal any of his work or anything, he's an amazing photographer. Definitely go check him out, that's where I get a lot of my information from, even though it's a real world photographer. A lot of that can be transferred to games. So, for this I'm just going to drive around him and I'm going to just show up on the screen pretty much just things to do with the topics I'm talking about. So, for the first one, tip number 1. Time of day. Now, this does sound pretty self-explanatory. Different times of day are going to give you different results in photos. But, with it also comes along natural and man-made lighting. And, well, this game is meant to simulate real-world lighting and cars and physics and textures and things. Well, not as much the textures, but that's for another time. But yeah, so natural and man-made lighting. It's all around this place, from the light shining from a house to the sun, light reflecting off of walls and things, which doesn't per se or exactly happen in the game. Besides, as you can see in front of the car right now, is the light bouncing off the road. You do get that. Obviously it doesn't exactly illuminate the car, but it's a nice little thing, and that is actually for something like that is for tip number 2, but we'll get back to that. So some great tips for me for locations to actually take photos of cars in Forza Horizon 4 during winter. Mortimer Gardens at night time. Now, you go to Mortimer Gardens, you want to go during the day, and you want to go and get photos of the trees and all the flowers and everything, and yeah, you're going to get a lot of people doing that. But Mortimer Gardens has some of the nicest man-made lights in the game, including the undercover area towards the lake at the northern side. Now you may have seen that little man-made structure, the little shelter there. Very nice. Great little spot in the garden to just overlook it all. But if you go there at night time, there's a blue light, like a phosphorus light you'd find in like an old primary school. One of those is sitting right in the middle, and if you do it correctly, you can actually get some really nice shots there. As well as that, on the southern side near the lake, the lake at the top of the hill that leads to the waterfall, there's a row of streetlights that curve around that water, or that little lake there. And that's an absolutely amazing spot. If you can get a row of cars lined up, one in each spotlight, or section of light for each street lamp, you can get a really nice shot. Now personally, I don't have enough people on all the time to get those shots. Usually we're drifting during the day or doing fun stuff in the day, and night time we're usually doing something in the garages. But that is one great location. Another one is the rail yard during the day. Now this one has something to do with reflections, which isn't actually a part of my top 5, but I will speak about it briefly. That in Forza Horizon 4 and in other Forzas, whenever you drive into a undercover area like a garage anywhere of the hangars of the rail yard, anything that involves having a solid piece of roof, or a solid roof of some sort. Even if it does have holes like the Mortimer Gardens little undercover area, you'll notice your reflections are increased. And you don't even need to edit them to get them to that level. It's just absolutely amazing that that happens. But the rail yard has heaps of different locations, and there's a very rustic feel to it, so it's great for taking like your classic Mustangs and Camaros, your old Ford GT race cars. It has a really nice vibe for the classic cars. And the last section for this tip that I'm going to recommend, the city at night. Plenty of lights, great ways to shoot it, and if you do it right you can use, as I've seen many photographers and Forza do, is use the flares from street races. They're very creative. And having that red flare gives you a very street photography style shot, which is absolutely amazing. Now for tip 2, we're going to talk more about ground reflections. Now most of you probably see a puddle of water and go, oh, I want to steer clear of that, or yeah, we're going to slide to the puddle, it's there's some cool water effects. What happens if you stop in the puddle? Or within a certain radius of it? If you can position your camera just right and actually get the car to be visible within the puddles, if you find the right ones, you can get some really nice shots. Now, there's heaps of different types of puddles. You've got ones that sit above ice lakes, you have ones that are, for instance, as I'm driving around at the moment, you're seeing that I'm driving through puddles everywhere. Winter is littered with puddles, and I would highly recommend taking advantage of them. I did it with this amazing 918 shot that I did, and I made it a phone wallpaper for people, and it actually got pretty popular. And it was a really nice shot, minimalistic puddle, so you really only saw a section of the front of the 918, and it was just enough that it just looked amazing. Now to add on to reflections is tip number 3, and that is ice lakes. And as you'll see around the map, a lot of bodies of water have frozen up during winter. Now that's just natural, so expect that to happen. And I know a lot of people, they'll go and have a bit of, not a lot, but few people I know, they'd go and jump in all-wheel drive cars, or even front-wheel drive cars, lock the handbrake up and just slide the cars around on the ice lakes. It's a lot of fun. But you can get some really nice shots, including Derwent water. So that massive lake to the side, that is one of the best locations for taking photos, because you're essentially surrounded by mountains. And what better place than to actually go to a location filled with mountains surrounding it, overlooking this lake, forests in between to split the mountains and hills from the ice. And on top of that, to even link back to tip number 2, there's puddles of water, as I stated, on those ice lakes. Like Lake Derwent has a massive puddle there that I love to skid through. You can park your car up perfectly, get your camera near the water, get the reflection of the car, and shoot it with a mountain behind. Mix it in with time of day. If you get a nice shot where the sun is coming over or setting over a mountain, you can make a really top-notch photo. Some other great locations for them are Slate Quarry, so definitely hit the quarry up. You can use that ginormous rock and stone wall that scales half the quarry. The other locations, Mortimer Gardens again. That's a great photography location any time of day, any season. In winter, having access to those cool lights on the snow, and then having access to pretty much all of of Mortimer Gardens being frozen over. So it's a great place to go and just take photos. Now for our 4th tip, we're going to be talking about car effects. Now I'm not talking about spitting flames out the back of your car like my Evo could do. Like, that is a lot of fun, but that's not what we're here to talk about. we're here to talk more about the little effects, things that change only in winter. And one of them is frost and ice buildup on your car. Now that is actually probably one of the coolest details that ever got added into this game. I don't know if Horizon 3 ever had it, but Horizon 4 looks absolutely amazing with its frost effects. And I took some photos of a Volkswagen Golf GTI, I think it was a Mark 6 or Mark 7 Golf, 2014 edition. And I got a beautiful shot right up in the grill, and the main focus of it was on a bit of frost where you could see all the detail, all the bump maps coming into play to make that frost really stand out and look amazing. The other cool effect to use is the fact that when you go off-road, you're not going to find dust and mud and coming up. You're going to find snow. And with the snow, and if you've got a good car that can flick around and do some donuts, you can build that snow up and get it nice and thick, and then take a really good shot of your car. And I've got a guy following me around. That's funny. But yeah, otherwise, shout out to Weezier FR, whoever that is, that's following me in the 45. Is that a 458 or a 488? I think it's a 488. I don't know. Actually, no, that's a 458. But yeah, go and do some donuts and kick some smoke up and get a really nice, like, mysterious shot of your car. That is a great thing to try and do. And to finish it off, whoops, looked away for a second, checking my notes, the only way I can remember what I'm going to talk about without stuffing up. Contrasting colours is definitely a great one. Now, I put it number 5 because obviously it's sort of important, but then you can take these any way you want, any of these tips. This is just how I ordered them and how I thought of them. And the contrasting colours, don't try to pick colours that blend in with the snow, especially how the snow's really bright during winter. Well, the snow's really bright when sun hits it, obviously, because it's white. It just reflects colour and light. And so do white cars, so when you take a photo of a white car, it's always usually bright and hard to see all the detail. Same thing happens with snow. So if you put a white car in front of snow, or in snow, and then go take a photo midday, you're gonna just have headlights, a grille, some wheels, and windows. You're gonna lose all those details. So some colours I definitely recommend. Okay, just straight into that thing. That was an Audi. I think it was a B3 or something like that. But yeah, colours I definitely don't recommend. Silvers or whites, obviously. You don't want anything that sort of blends in and goes vibrant, so even like neon greens and highlighter yellows, don't try to use them too much in like full midday sun type situations. Darker situations where it's a bit more gloomy or it's nighttime like it is right now for me in the game, go and try it. It'll probably work because they won't be as vibrant. For colours to use, try blacks, reds, blues, things that you can make pop because of the snow, but then aren't going to be blinding and lose detail. So, to include it all, definitely take into consideration the tips I recommended today. To add on to top of what's happening with all this, and sorry for the Discord notifications, you probably won't hear them, but just in case I do decide to keep the audio in. Definitely take consideration the tips. These videos I'm going to try and do at least 1 to 2 a week with each season coming out, just so that everyone's got some tips on how to improve their photography. I've been asked this heaps over the last few months, or even just last few weeks really. Everyone asking, how do I make my photos better, how do I improve them, how do I make them more realistic, and that's what I'm going to plan to do. These videos are going to just help people bit by bit, different seasons, different situations, how to just improve your photo game in Forza Horizon 4. And if there's anything specific you want me to talk about in a video, put it in the comments below. if you enjoyed it, make sure you like this video. Subscribe if you definitely want to see more of this content, because I will do more. No matter what happens, I'm going to do more. Follow me on Instagram, where I will be putting all the photos I do for this video up on there the day it releases, so you can see it all. And so you can follow me and see what content's coming up and what's happening. I do have a Twitter, I barely use it. Facebook, don't use. But yep. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learn something from this and you improve your photography skills. I hope you learn your own style and techniques that help you make your photos yours. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. See ya.